Let's go. First objective is to make a program that will print out hello world. Use VIM or VI improved. I'm going to call it hello world. Hello. I don't know why I put two W's in there. Hello world.py. Python. Boom. Insert. And print hello. I don't know why I keep doing that. Hello world. And we are done. So if I do Python 3, hello world. Boom. Look at that. Look how easy that was. We just wrote our first program. Tell your mom you're a You ain't no programmer. Not yet anyway. But wait, there's more. A quick note for you is that we are using Python 3. There are a lot of tutorials online that are for Python 2.7. The syntax is different in Python 3. Now, we're also going to be using the Python interpreter. Take a look. All right, so now let's do that again. So let's do print. And then we got to put our quotes in there, meaning a string. Hello. I keep doing that. Hello world. So there we go. Print hello world. So notice the parentheses and notice the use of quotes. Whenever you're doing a string, you have to put quotes. If this was a variable, you would not have any quotes. Boom. So that works perfectly fine. And now on to the next topic. So now let me show you how to do comments. You want to do a lot of comments in your programs. So comments are just like basic notes. So for a comment, just like in a shell script, the hashtag or pound sign, and you can say whatever you like. You can say whatever you like. What about a multi-line comment? Very easy to do, just like so. Quote, quote, enter, you can do whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. One line, two line, I can't even spell it, two line, done. I mean, whatever. You don't have to actually say done, I'm just saying whatever, man. When you're done, you just go quote, 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 done. You can also do like this, and you can say, what up, man? What up, doe? And then when you're done, you just go quote, 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 and boom. And that's comments. So now let's do variables. Variables are just like placeholders or nicknames. For example, ain't nobody got time for this. That's a lot of words. Maybe I don't want to keep typing them in over and over again. So instead of doing that, what I could do is put this in quotes and parentheses and like this, and then say nobody got equals boom. So now what I've done is I have associated nobody got with all this stuff. So now if I just type in nobody knows, nobody got, I get ain't nobody got time for this. I can also do print without the quotes. I do nobody got, and then you got ain't nobody got time for this. Ain't nobody got time for that. I can also do this. Print, open parentheses, open quote, close quote. He said, comma, nobody got. Take a look at this. Boom. So that's how you can put the contents of a variable right into your output or your sentence. So we said print, and then we gave this string here, and then we separated with a comma, and then we put the variable. So I'm saying print this string and also print this, which is a variable which contains this sentence. Key thing here is the comma, which separates these two elements. The comma separates the string from the variable. Now also take a look at this. I can actually continue my flow and say something else. Say something, say anything. I dare you. Boom. Now look at that. So I said print, open parentheses, open quotes, he said, close quotes, comma, slap that variable right in there, comma, chasing those commas. And then I put another string in quotes, say something, say anything, I dare you. Notice I put in the exclamation mark and it's no issues, unlike with the shell script where we'd have to escape that. And it with a quote and close parentheses and boom. Okay, so now we're going to talk about data types. So in Python, you have a few different data types, and I'm going to show you what they are. You have strings, numbers, lists, tuples, and dictionaries. So you got strings, numbers, lists, tuples, and dictionaries in Python. So I could say print whatever you like. That is a string. Then if I say print, open parentheses, close parentheses, quote, and no quotes actually, because this is actually a number. With a string, you have quotes. With numbers, you don't need the quotes. And now let's create a list. We're gonna call this what I like. And we're gonna put in here what I like. So a list, you put in square brackets. I'm gonna do a bunch of strings, so I need my quotes separated by commas. Always chasing those commas. All right. So this is 3 strings in my list. Well, I'm gonna put strings in there. Like, likes, subscribers, you succeeding, laughs, comments. So there's my list. Just hit the enter key and you're done. If I want to call the list, I just do what I like. Boom. These are the things that I like. Take a look at this though. Print, and then I can say in parentheses what I like, and then in square quotes I can say 3. Boom. 5. Out of range. Apparently I don't have 5 things in my list. Let's try 4. 4. Comments. I love me some comments. 1. Subscribers. I love me some subscribers. Active subscribers. 0. Likes. I love likes. All right, so for those of you guys that don't get it, basically a list is automatically indexed in Python. So every item in the list that we created basically is there is a index. So first item, you start with 0. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So whenever you create a list, everything in the list is numerically, or rather can be numerically targeted. So if you want to print the 5th item in a list, then you're gonna put number 6. And the way I did it here, this is the format. Print list name, and in square brackets, put your item that you want to print out. It's that easy. So now let's do a tuple. Tuple. This right here is my tuple. You can call it tuple whatever the hell you want to. Some limitation. Equals, open parentheses, close parentheses, and put your items in there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and maybe we'll put a string and say hello. Boom. That's my tuple. This right here is my tuple. Boom. So a tuple looks very much like a list, and it is very much like a list with a slight difference. Consider a tuple to be a read. Take a gather at this, or gander. So I can do print and put that in there, and then I can go square bracket, and 1. What do you think is gonna happen? I think you know. Boom! It prints out the 4th item in my list, or the 2nd item in my list. Well, actually the 3rd item. Remember, you're starting with 0, right? So 3, we can target 4, and then we get hello. So the same kind of things you can do with a list you can do with a tuple, except a tuple is read only. Now a list you can actually update. You can delete items from a list and things like that. With a tuple, it's kind of set in stone. So consider a list to be pencil and a tuple to be Sharpie. You can create your list and you got your eraser and you can erase and change things and do whatever the hell you want to. But when you're doing a tuple, you're locking it in. This is something I don't want you messing with, right? So that's why I'm creating a tuple. And now let's do some math, or as my parents would say, maths. So math is very simple. I can do 2 plus 2 is 4. Wow. 2 times 8 is 16. I can do 6 divided by 7. I can do 6 divided by 7. That's floor division. I can also do modulus. So I can say 7% 8 or 7% 2. I can also do powers. Let's say 200 to the second power. Boom. There you have it. Take a look at this. I want to show you something really cool. So print, and then I can say something here. Let's say click. I know you think I was going to say clickbait. No. Click that. What the hell was that? Some alarm going off in the background. Okay. Click that like. Right? I can say that and it says that. Okay. Whoop-de-doo. But we're talking about math though. So let's do that again. And what happens if I do this? Do this. Add a space at the end. And then let's say 200 on a dash. So we did a mathematical operation on a string. And you can do that too. Now, in Python, you have these things called modules, and modules can be imported like this. I can import the OS module like that. And then once I import the OS module, I can do things like os.system, and I can do like this, and in quotes, I can say pwd. Wow, look at that. What is happening? I can say free. Look at that. I can say du. Oh man, do you guys know what's happening? Basically, the OS module, which I imported here, contains a bunch of code that I can tap into. So once I did the import OS, all that code became available to me. Now the OS module allows me to access the local system or operating system. So what I was doing is I was basically passing commands to the shell. So this is a Linux system, so I was sending the command du to the command prompt. That's disk usage, right? So you see disk usage, I get that result. If I do pwd, I get this result. Now, if I quit out of the Python interpreter and I type in pwd, as you can see, you get the same results. So that's how modules work. You pretty much just type in import and the module name, and then once you've done that, look at the documentation for the module and you can tap into whatever it does. For example, there's a module called random, and your homework is to play around with the random module. Go ahead and import it, do some research, and do something random. Okay, so this my diction, let's call it dict. This my dict. So we're gonna do this my dict is the name of my dictionary, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in the curly brackets like so, and we're gonna say name, and then we're gonna say Carlisle, right? And then we're gonna separate it with a comma, and we're gonna say face, and then we're gonna say so handsome. All right. Now, if you guys have been paying attention, you see something wrong already. These are strings, not variables, so we need to put our quotes on them, and that's how it goes. So basically, a dictionary is in pairs of key and value. So the key here is name, the value is Carlisle, the key here is face, and the value is so handsome, and that is my dictionary. Not so fast, Mr. Handsome. You gotta get your syntax right, man. So look what we did. I put a quote, and then I said face, and then I did so handsome. Remember, it's pairs. Key, the key here is face. What's my face like? So I gotta put that in the quotes, and then I separate it from the value with the colon, not a comma. And look at that. So now if I say print this my dict, and then I target something in there, instead of targeting an index number, I can say name, put our parentheses around it, and look at what happens. And that's because you need to put your quotes, man. So you do print this my dict, and then you put, instead of the index number, with the lists and tuples, we would put an index number here of the item in the list that you want to target, or the item in the tuple you want to target. But with a dictionary, it's really cool. You can actually refer to it as its key, which is whatever you assign it to. That could have been a number, a string, whatever. The bottom line is, in order for me to print out something, I can target whatever I type in here. So I have that flexibility, so it can actually make sense. So for example, if I want to print out someone's name, I don't have to remember which number in my list is the name value, right? If I want name, I say print name. I can name the name value name. I can associate it with the name, right? So I want to print name, you say print name. I want to print age, I can say print age, right? I can call things logical or logically rather than just numerically. And now let's do something called conditionals on one condition. So let's say, for example, we say if, well, let's do likes equals, and let's give likes a nice value. 100 likes on this video. That's what I want, and that's what I'm going to get. All right, likes equal, let's put an S there. Likes equals 100. Okay, if likes greater than 99, colon, and now in the next line I have to indent, boom, 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 and then I can do whatever. I can say print and then put a string in here. I can say you got likes, bro. All right, boom, and then when we're done, I hit enter and we're done. You got likes, bro. All right, now take a look at this. So I'm going to change the value of likes. So let's do likes equals 10. So if I only get 10 likes, what happens when I do this logic? So if likes greater than 99, I got 99 problems. Print, got it, man. Boom, boom, nothing happens, right? Why? Because likes are only 10. In my conditional logic, I said, print, you got it, man, if likes are greater than 9. 10 is not greater than 9, so therefore it doesn't do it. So that's how you do conditionals in Python. Thing to pay attention to is we did if condition, we did our operator, we could have greater than, less than, equal to, things like that, and then we end it with a colon. And then remember, the very next line, we indent. That's very critical part of it. If you do not indent, it will not work. So if condition colon new line and indent implied. You also can do an elif. The elif allows you to have multiple conditions. So if this, do that. Elif something else, do something else. Elif something else again, do something else again, right? So you can have a whole bunch of options. If this happens to that, if this happens to that, if this happens to that, and so on and so forth. And you can have a default condition called else. So if none of the conditions are met, then that's what's going to happen. And I highly recommend that you have an else. And now let's do a loop. So loop is where you're obviously going to have something that's repeated over and over again. Click like and subscribe, click like and subscribe, click like and subscribe, click like and broken record. Wow. You know what? My face is in the way. Let's get a bigger setup here. All right, so let's do this. So you equals, and let's do enjoying this video. And I know you are, but what am I? So let's do while. So we'll do a while loop and we'll say equal. So that means equals, basically. I know it's a little bit repetitive, but it's all good. So just to be safe, I'm going to copy and paste it in there. Okay, so while u equals that, what we going to do? Just like with the if, we end with a colon there. New line, boom, boom, boom for indent. And then we can write anything. And then we're also going to do 1, 2, 3, print, open parentheses, open quote, close quote, port, missing an S there. And I don't know what's up with this keep, boom. And let's run this and see what happens. Boom, look at that. All right. So of course it's going to keep doing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Because I said while u equals enjoying this video, and I actually hard-coded that. I said u equals enjoying this video. So I made u equal this, and I made no code that actually modified that value. So therefore, this is a fixed value. So u is always going to equal enjoying this video, and as long as that is the case, it's going to keep doing what I said to do, which is print, write a comment below, write anything, even hi. And then I also said support this channel by clicking on like, because then I'll keep doing more videos. Interactive media, so you have to like and comment and things like that. That helps the channel to grow. I spent at least 7 or 8 hours this weekend working on videos. So it's the least you could do. But the bottom line is it's going to keep printing out that stuff over and over again and never stop. It's basically an infinite loop. But that's how you do a while loop. Now let's do a for loop. So a for loop is like this. Let's create a list. You don't have to create a list, but just as an example, I'm going to create a list. So I'll call it my want list. So this is what I want. What do you want? So I'm going to put in quotes, quotes, quotes. So 3 things separated by commas. You guys already know how to do the lists already. So we do 100 likes on this video. Yeah, man. Not for my ego. And then let's see, 1,000 new subscribers. And then also, what else do I want? I want to help you achieve your dreams. Or learn how to spell dreams. How about that? How about that? Exclamation. And there we go. So I created my list. Now I'm going to for I in my want list. It's that easy. Next line, I'm going to indent it. And I'm going to say print and this and that, comma I. And I will say I want, comma I, and enter. And enter again. Look at that. So what did we just do? I said for I in my list. So for I is a variable. And for you to determine what I should be each time you do this loop, intake or in the contents of this list. So every time it runs, it's going to go to this list and pick something. So the first time it took 100 likes, right? Remember that was in my list. 100 likes. Second time it took 1,000 new subscribers. That was the second thing in my list. And then it took help you achieve your dreams. I really do mean that. It picked that from the list and printed it out. It's that easy. And now let's talk about input, user input. So basically we're gonna do new subscriber equals who are you, for example, enter. So now it's asking me, who are you? So I can say, I'm me. And now if I print the new subscriber, you can see it says, I'm me. So see what it did? I created this variable, and to feed it, I used input. So user input. I prompt you with this, right? And then whatever you say is gonna get input into this variable. So right after I typed the command, it printed out, who are you, right? Which is what I said to do. Who are you? That's a display I said. And then I typed in, the user typed in, I'm me, right? So once I did that, I'm me got assigned to this variable. So now when I print that variable, you can see it's in there. Wow. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we are going to write to some files. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. It's pretty simple. So let us create a list called top subscribers, quote, comma, quote, quote, comma, quote, quote, comma, quote, quote, comma, quote, quote. Okay, so of course we gotta start out with Mega Noob. One of my top subscribers, very supportive, really appreciate it. MJ Shahid bought some of my courses, and you should too. And then also we have Naraz. All right, so I switched to GEdit. GEdit has a nice color coding for you guys. So I created a script here with my shebang on the top right here, telling it which Python interpreter to use. I have my top subscribers list. These are my top subscribers. I definitely love to show appreciation for you guys. Mega Noob, MJ Shahid, Naraz, Abhishek, and Palvan, and Dry Ice, Chris Code Support. All you guys are awesome. And for those of you guys that are not part of the team, I urge you to join right now. Click on the subscribe button, click on the bell icon, and welcome aboard. So now we are going to set a variable called path, and that variable called path, we're going to have the location of a file that I prepared. So we want to have this location right here. Let's go ahead and copy that file that I want to reference, top subscribers. The contents of that file, my quote there. All right, so there is the path variable set to point to that particular file. Now let's take a look at what's in the file. So if I do a less top subscribers.text, you can see it just has one line that says this is top subs file. All right, so keep that in mind. This is what's in that file currently. All right, and all right. So now what we're gonna do? I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna go subs file. So I'm creating a variable called subs file equals open, and then we're gonna say path, comma, quote, quote. I want to do read plus. All right, boom. And now we're going to do a subs equals subs file dot read, open parentheses, close parentheses. And then we're going to do a print subs. Okay, what are we looking at here? So basically, I set a variable which is the location of this text file, which has just one line, which is just that one comment. Then I created a variable called subs file. In subs file, I am opening path, which is this file, right? And I'm specifying the mode as R plus for reading plus. Okay, then I do subs. So what is subs? Subs is the result of reading subs file, right? Again, subs file was generating by opening this document, right? And now I'm reading subs file into this variable called subs. So if I print subs, what do you think is going to happen? Let's see. Let's find out. Let's do file. What did I call it? File input. Boom. We got an error. What did we do wrong? Let's see. So it says name error. Name subs file is not defined. Okay. Cool story, bro. Okay, simple typo. I missed an S. That's all it is. Attention to detail is critical. And boom, look at that. So by running the script, it prints out this. What is this? The contents of this file. So we've successfully read a file. Now let's try to write to a file. So ideally what I'd like to do is I'd like to put all my totally awesome top subscribers that I love so much. You guys are so cool. I'm going to take every single one of you, and insert you into this file. Oh yeah. So let's try this out. What I'm going to do is I am going to do subs file dot write, and I'm going to put in there top subscribers. And then I'm going to print it out again to see if this file contents have changed. Let's see what happens. What kind of error messages will I get this time? So you see what it says here? It says type error, must be string, not list. So it's not allowing me to put the list into the file. Have no fear, I have an idea. Watch me. Let's do a loop for new sub in top subscribers. So basically I'm saying I want you to take the contents of this list and insert it into this variable new sub every time you do this loop. So let's tab this, and now I'm going to do a series of write operations. So we can actually pull this up, and we can take subsfile.write, and instead of putting a list in there, I'm going to put part of the list. All right, so parts of the list are going to be inserted into this variable. So the first time I run this loop, it's going to put meganoob into new sub. So if I subsfile.write new sub, I'm going to be writing meganoob. Then the next time, MJ Shahid, I think you get the point. And then when this is done, I'm going to print subs to see what's actually in the file. Drum roll, please. And run it. So as you can see, it says this is a top subs file, and then it says this is the top subs file. Now the reason for that is because subs, or the contents of subs, comes from reading the file in the beginning of the script before we wrote things in there. So the file just had one line. I read it and put the contents in subs, right? Then I put a bunch of stuff in the file, and then I printed out that same variable before, which only had the previous contents of the file. If I want to see what's actually in the file at the end, I would need to read the file again to see what's in there. And then it should show me an updated version of what's in the file. So the file is actually updated right now. I can prove that to you. So let's clear the screen. Top subs. As you can see, it successfully put all the awesome people in there that support this channel. You join them, won't you be cool as well and join them? So I just emptied the file, so now it just has just that one line because I want you guys to see this. The script has been updated now, so now it should work as expected. Boom, this is the top subs file. Okay, so actually what we're gonna do is come for you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna open the file, and then I'm gonna do the whole thing again. Open the file, then read the contents into that variable. So now you should see it there at the end. So let's go ahead and empty out the file again, but one line, right? So what we're gonna do, just so you guys can see again, let's top subscribers. As you can see, it only has one line in there, right? So now what we're gonna do is come for you. No, actually, I'm gonna run it. Run that! Now you can see it actually works. So see the difference? First, the file just had one line. Then we read items from that list. Let me show you what we're talking about. So first of all, we opened it for reading. We read the contents into this variable. Then we printed that, so that only shows the one line. Then we did a for loop. Every time this loop runs through, it changes new sub to an item from our list, right? So every time it goes through, it does subsfile.write, so writing to the subs file, and puts in a new subscriber in there, right? Now, once we're done, we open the file for reading again. We take the new contents of the file, which were put in there from this. So this put a whole bunch of things in the file. So I open it again to read that, and I read the results into the subs variable. So now when I print subs, it actually has the updated contents, which are all my totally awesome subscribers. I love every single one of you guys. Oh, it brings a tear to my eye. Oh, seriously, guys, I do love you guys. You guys are awesome. This is a team effort. I'm trying to build a community here of like-minded folks that love to code. We're such a bunch of geeks, aren't we? But we're still cool. And by the way, when you're done with a file, general good practice is that you close the file. So you can do a subs file dot close. Wow. So self-explanatory, isn't it? Clear the screen and boom. There we go. So we just put the contents in the file again. But at the end of this, we actually close the file instead of being sloppy like before and leaving it open. Close the door when you leave. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Any of you guys out there, any women ever complain or yell at you because you forgot to close the toilet? Well, put the seat down anyway. All right, so let's go ahead and do the fastest class ever. We're going to do a class, top subscriber class. So top subscriber is the name of this class, colon, and now let's get into it. So I'm going to do a comment here and just say this is the base class for awesome, can't even spell, awesome subscribers. All right, boom. Now let's set a variable numLikes. I'm going to initiate a variable called numLikes. I'm going to give it a value of 0. And now let's do a bunch of modules. Modules are like functions within your class. So I'm going to define __ init. This is your initializer module, which is going to automatically run no matter what. So let's do self.likes.comments or comments, comments, and then we do name. And let's do colon. Hopefully I'm not making any mistakes here. I'm going to review the code once I'm done. I'm trying to type as quickly as I can. I want you guys to learn this the fastest and most fun way possible. All right, let me stop jibber jabbering and focus here. So self.comments And then let's say equals comments. And then let's do a self.name. So when we do self, we're referring to the object that we are creating. We're creating an object called top subscriber. Let's actually do our highlight mode to Python so we can actually see what up, though. So there we go. All right, so let's go. Self.name equals name. And then let's do a, and notice everything is indented. Subscriber.num likes. And let's add, we want top subscribers to be greater than 99, 100 subscribers. I got 99 problems and Twitch ain't one. 99, right? All right, so that's our first module for our class called top subscriber. Top subscriber class is a base class for awesome subscribers. We set a variable of numLikes to 0, and we defined our initializer module, which is going to run every time. So every time you create a subscriber, this is going to happen. We're going to set these variables, likes, comments, and name, associate them with the object being a top subscriber, right? And then we're also going to do some math here. I'm going to go ahead and make numLikes equal to 99. All right, now let's do another module. So I'm going to go ahead and put a space here to separate them, make it look a little neater. Definition, show numLikes. Let's say self, colon, and then let's indent. Always remember to indent. And I'm going to print, let's see, got to say some stuff in here. So let's say you have likes, no, let's say liked. You have liked, think, comma, then we want to refer to the self.likes, comma, videos. So I want to say how many likes you have given, I think. Let's see, self.name. Okay, that looks good to me. Does it look good to you? Of course it looks good to you. You're learning. All right, so let's do a show. So what I'm doing is I'm creating some actions here. So this is a show number of comments that I can call. So this is something, so these are actions. So I'm creating something called top subscriber, and I'm saying that these are things you can do. You can show number of likes, you can show number of comments, right? And then these are the initial properties here that I'm setting up. So I'm gonna explain it in detail. Relax, just stay with me. I'm gonna tell you exactly what we're doing in a second. I just wanna run through this whole thing. Build it and they will come. Let's build this whole thing. Now notice I'm using single quotes, double quotes, doesn't matter. See what happens, or does it? Let's see what happens. Written, and then let's do a comma, self dot comments, because this is the show number of comments. Let's do a comments. What am I doing? Comments, that's text, and then I want to put the variable from the object, the name. I want to pull the name of this object. And that is it, I believe. And then we want to create, and then we want to do. So we have started our class, and then here we have initial, let's say initial properties. Yeah, initial, I spelled that wrong. Initial properties, and then I am defining some actions that you can do to top subscribers. Is that what we call it? Top subscriber, capital T, top subscriber, which is the name of the class, right? So we can show num likes and we can show num comments. That's what we can do. All right, so now let's create an actual top subscriber, right? We just did the blueprint for one, so let's actually do it. So to create it, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go top subscriber. So I'm giving a name to an actual instance. So that's a blueprint to create as many top subscribers as you want. So I'm creating one and I'm calling it subscriber 1. So this is the name that I'm giving to this object. So I'm gonna say top subscriber, and then we're gonna say 1-100. I'll explain why we're doing that. Those are arguments. I will explain that in a second. Let's say MJ Shahid, And let's go down here and say, I'm just gonna copy that because I'm lazy. So let's call this 2. So that's the second one. And let's go and put in here mega_noob, one of my top subscribers, who is so awesome. And I would like you to be awesome too, and you can do that by subscribing right now. Click on the subscribe button and smash that bell. Okay, so we just created 2 subscribers using the above blueprint. Here's the blueprint for a top subscriber, and now I'm using that blueprint to create 2 subscribers. One called subscriber 1, subscriber 2. I'm referring to the blueprints, so this is the blueprints I want to use, and these are the arguments I want to feed into it. Now, those arguments are coming from the initial properties that we set up. We said this object takes arguments. First one is likes, second one is comments, and the last one is name, right? So it takes 3 arguments. So when I created one, I gave it the required ingredients, the 3 arguments, right? So now that we have created 2 of them, now let's do something with these subscribers. So we created 2 actions, these 2 modules, show num likes, show num comments. So let's use that to actually do something. Do something, do anything. All right, so what we're gonna do is, let me, top subscriber. I wish I could tab that, but I can't. Top subscriber. You know what? I'm showing you guys some bad habits. It's a good idea to do a lot of copying and pasting, so that way you'll be precise and also save some time. So top subscriber 1, I'm going to do something. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna do, the way you do something, the way you call the actions is using the dot notation. So I want to show num likes, right? And then you do the open parentheses, close parentheses, right? So that's how you call the action. I define these actions. So if I want to do a show num likes or I want to do a show num comments, I'm going to dot it, right? I'm going to dot it to the actual specific instance, right? I created a subscriber called top subscriber 1, and I'm saying to that guy that I created, I want you to show num likes. Show num likes defined as printing that information. All right, so let's actually run this. I'm not even going to test this out. I'm just going to run it to see if it actually works. I could actually review it, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just gonna run it. So let's do class, not py class, cool class. Let's say cool class dot py, whatever. All right, let's run it. All right, so there we go. We just ran it, and it says, you have liked 1 video, MJ Shahid. So you see that actually worked, right? So now what I want to do is, let's do an action to the other, let's do another action to this guy, right? So to the first guy, who's MJ Shahid, I'm going to say, show num comments, right? That's the second action that we created. Show num comments. I'm going to save that, and let's clear the screen and run it again. And boom, you have written 100 comments, MJ Shahid, right? So pretty simple. So I want to do that to the other one. I can change this to number 2, and I'm going to see how many comments Mega Noob has written, all right? So run that again. Let's clear the screen first. And how classic that it does that. Okay. So there you go. You have liked one video, MJ Shahid, and you have written 100 comments, Mega Noob. It's that easy. This is a computer programming university where learning is always fun. So remember to smile. And this is a beta version of this class, this video. If you like it, let's get 30 likes on this so I can do the final version. I really want feedback. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, and let's learn, grow. I'm building a community of people that love to code. I invite you to join us. It's an awesome thing that I'm building here, and I want you to be part of it. All right, guys. CPU Squad!